Wii U owners have had the pleasure of Super Mario Maker for well over a year, and now it's the turn for Nintendo 3DS owners to experience what all the fuss is about. Super Mario Maker is a game of two halves. Nintendo have included 100 courses created by themselves, which is a huge amount of content as it is, but there is the course creation as well, which will be sure to entertain the creative side of players. It will be hard not to compare Super Mario Maker 3DS to the Wii U version, as there have been some changes made, which I will get back to later in this review. The 100 included courses will keep gamers busy for a while. The Wii U's 10 Mario Challenge has been replaced with the Super Mario Challenge, which features a new world map with 18 different worlds covering the 100 included courses. 3DS owners get the added bonus of medals. These medals are like achievements and are awarded for completing certain tasks, such as collecting every coin in the entire course or only pressing right on the D-pad, which adds a bit more challenge to the game. Moving on to the creation side of things, creating a course is unbelievably straightforward, and honestly it is most likely the best level editor I've ever used. It really is as simple as selecting an item from your menu and dragging it onto the screen itself. If you make a mistake, no worries, you can just erase it and try again, or choose to wipe clean the entire level and start afresh. You can choose from several Super Mario graphical themes. These range from Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3, Super Mario World, and then to the latest new Super Mario Bros. Style. There are several course designs for each of them, from underground to ghost houses and airships. All these themes are unlocked from the start, unlike the Wii U version. When you first start designing a course, you will have roughly half the total amount of course elements to choose from. However, as you work away at creating a course, more will unlock. It might take a short while to unlock all of these items, but it does it quick enough that you'll not get too frustrated waiting, and in the meantime you will get to grips with the early elements and get a better understanding of how they all work. If you are struggling with the understanding of how to create a course, there is a new tutorial which should help out and get you started on completing your first course. I did find the small 3DS screen a bit cramped when creating levels, and I expect it might fare a little better on the 3D XL, but it wasn't too much of a deal breaker. Each course theme will have certain gameplay elements. For example, if you choose Super Mario Bros. 3, you will not be able to wall jump, or if you choose New Super Mario Bros., then you will not be able to use a cape. Most items work the same between all styles, just not power-ups. If you have ever watched any Wii U videos of Super Mario Maker, then you should know that you can be very clever with how you design a course, and this has enabled people to create some seriously amazing ones. The 3DS comes as standard with many elements that did not initially arrive with the Wii U version, such as checkpoints and pink coins, which is an instant bonus. You will likely discover that certain items can be used in ways you hadn't even considered. Want to make a flying Koopa? Give him the wing item block. Want to make a huge Bowser? Give him a mushroom. The possibilities are endless, and I expect you could spend a lot of your time just trying to mix and mash these items to see what you could create. At any time during your course creation, you can play test for yourself and see if you need to make any changes. You might discover a section is impossible to pass without a certain item, so you might need to go back and add a coin block with a fire flower inside, or you might just need to add a couple of blocks so that Mario can finally make that jump. However, what is the point of creating a course that only you can play? Once you have finished your masterpiece, you can share it with others via Street Pass or with friends via local play. Unfortunately, you cannot upload and share your creation in the same way Wii U owners could. This is one of several things that is limited on the 3DS version. I'm going to go through a few of these changes just to give you a heads up of what to expect so that you're not too disappointed when you finally get your hands on the game. You cannot play any Wii U courses unless they show up in the 100 Mario Challenge or the recommended courses. So if you have a friend online that created a course, then unless you get extremely lucky finding it in one of these two modes, then it will be next to impossible that you'll ever play it. I did find the recommended courses option did bring up a lot of good levels, but unfortunately you must be connected to the internet for these to work. I don't understand why you are not even given the option of saving these courses to play whilst travelling. Only Nintendo's 100 included levels can be played on the go. The whole social aspect has been removed as well. There is no ability to leave comments in the courses, and you can't even star a course, something that is a big deal in the Wii U version of the game. I was quite saddened to not be able to give a star to a great level or leave any comments about how good or bad it was. Super Mario Maker 3DS does not feature the mystery mushrooms and unfortunately does not support amiibo, so you will be unable to access any of the huge amount of costumes that are available in the Wii U version, well besides Lanky Mario. Playing as Sonic, Nabbit or Squirtle is no longer an option, and I thoroughly missed it from the game. Sure, they were only ever playable in Super Mario Bros. Theme, but a lot of creative levels were themed around these characters that you could play as. Again, whilst playing 100 Mario Challenge, if the Wii U course was created with costumes, then unfortunately they won't appear in the 3DS game at all. For some reason as well, Nintendo have decided on making Super Mario Maker 2D only. I'm not quite sure on why this was the case, but I can only assume they considered it to be too much work to convert everything to 3D, especially the older Mario themes. Honestly, I'm fine with this and it hasn't affected the game whatsoever. Maybe this is Nintendo slowly phasing out 3D from their games, or maybe it's just the fact that the 2DS is a big install base, which they wouldn't have used 3D anyway. Generally, there have been a lot of improvements made. More items and themes are available from the start when creating courses. These took a while to unlock on the Wii U version, so it is a nice surprise to see that I could start using them straight away. It took a while for me to unlock sub-areas in the original game too, whereas on the 3DS version I could start using them straight away. The item menu has been changed as well, most likely for the smaller screen of the 3DS, and as I said earlier, the fact you can start using checkpoints, keys and pink coins in your courses without having to wait a few months for an update is a nice touch. You can also collaborate when working on courses and send these to a friend via local play to continue working on a course. I don't think I'd ever use the feature myself, but it is a nice touch. I'd love to say Super Mario Maker 3DS is an essential purchase for 3DS owners, but being able to play other people's courses by typing in their course ID was a huge part of the experience for me. Sure, 100 Mario Challenge is still fun, but the game just feels so much smaller without this feature. The question is, why was this removed? I do wonder if Nintendo's servers would struggle with a potentially huge amount of courses that might be submitted, considering the 3DS has sold 60 million units compared to the Wii U, which has sold only around 13 million units. If you want to start receiving other players' courses, then you better make sure you've got Street Pass turned on and go for some long walks. It still doesn't explain why we're missing the social aspect and the ability to save recommended courses when no internet is available. I'm also disappointed that there is a lack of new content that potentially could have been specific to the 3DS version. Why couldn't we have had themes from previous Mario games? I'd love to see a Super Mario Land 2 theme for example, even if they use the original black and white graphics. Nintendo went through all the effort to make Super Smash Bros. On the 3DS different enough from the Wii U version, and Super Mario Maker 3DS just comes off as a cheap cash-in port. Super Mario Maker 3DS is still a worthy buy, but to me it completely missed the point of what made Super Mario Maker so enjoyable. Too many features are missing from this game, and it pales in comparison to the Wii U version. This surprises me, because Nintendo usually makes very polished games, and this certainly doesn't feel like that. If the Nintendo Switch gets a version of Super Mario Maker in the future, I really hope Nintendo greatly improves the content that is available, and will make it the next true step in the franchise. So what do you think? Are you going to still purchase Super Mario Maker for the 3DS? Leave your comments below. If you've enjoyed my review, please like and maybe subscribe. Thanks for watching.